Units from other NATO states will also join the operation before being deployed elsewhere in Eastern Europe in the coming weeks. As you can see, the operation spans territories right along Russia's western borders from Estonia to Bulgaria. The deployment was announced by the US government in October in response to concerns from Russia's Baltic neighbors over perceived aggression from Moscow. But the arrival of those troops has already sparked anger in European countries.
We want to have a politic of dialogue and not a politic of escalation. And if you put troops and make a long-term maneuver like 9 months now in Estonia is exactly on the Russian border, this will cause escalation.
This is the biggest transport of troops through Germany since the end of World War II. We want a peaceful existence. We think the only way is not to build arms. Disarmament is the right way in order to achieve lasting peace in Europe.
There are 4,000 soldiers and 2,000 tanks. It reminds me of the Cold War. Armaments, planned allocation of troops, nuclear weapons in the country. There was a promise that there would be no NATO troops stationed on the Russian border. This has now been broken. I find it very dangerous.
Rainer Braun, a representative for Germany's peace movement, says it's not Russia but NATO countries that have been pursuing an aggressive policy for years.
On one side, the NATO countries are spending 800 million US dollars per year for military purposes. Russia, 80 million. So what are the relations? When we are discussing about aggressions and aggressive behavior, I think you always have to have in mind that the aggressive activities during the last 25 years were coming from the West. Not Russia was moving to the West was moving to the East. So what we now need is to stop these NATO expansion to the East, and from my understanding, it is time to abolishing NATO. For what we need these military alliances? For nothing. It's cost intensive, it's aggressive, it is not helping for developing peace.
Coming up next on RT, we explore the child bride tradition in Tanzania and what's being done to combat it. Stay with us.